What's good, everybody? It is September 25th, 2016. This is another Geek Much podcast. I'm your host, Nastradamus, also known as Nas Stampede, and this is my show. On today's podcast, we're just going to cover some things that happened in the week in geek news, talk about stuff I geeked about. Start off right now because it's fresh in my mind. I just came home from seeing The Magnificent Seven, starring Denzel Washington, Chris Pratt, Ethan Hawke, Vincent D'Onofrio, and am I missing anybody else? Probably so. I can't remember right now, but I was very hyped for this movie. I'm glad it came out of nowhere because just randomly a month or so ago, just like a teaser came out and I was like, whoa, they made a remake and whoa, look at the cast. I'm a big fan of spaghetti westerns. I'm a big fan of the Magnificent Seven series from back in the day, the originals. And I am also a big fan of the Seven Samurai and Akira Kurosawa movie. So, I own those as well. This story is just a great story. And the transition from samurai to cowboy, some people are like, oh, they took that and I prefer the samurai. I prefer the original, blah, blah, and an American... the American remake is bullshit. It's like, no, that's not the case, because cowboys are samurais. If you look at it, it's that way. That's why they have so many things like samurai versus cowboys and whatnot. Cowboys are samurais. They had honor. They were lethal, and they had some kind of like loyalty and class, and they were our kind of heroes. In a way, there were our mythologies, cowboys. So, anyways, going to this story, Magnificent Seven remake, very high, very happy. I haven't been really paying attention to what's coming to theaters. The last thing I've seen in theaters, I can't remember, but it was something big, something Suicide Squad. So that was the last thing I seen in theaters. That was one of the things I was anticipating. Then after that, it's just I don't know. I was just thinking Doctor Strange, and that's it. Which is around the corner, and I'm very hyped to see that. But then once Magnificent Seven was like bam, 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 was coming out, it's like reminding me, oh yeah, this movie. So I wanted to see this. I needed to see this. I'm a big fan of the original movie. I love westerns. I love spaghetti westerns. I just love westerns. This had to be on point, and I am not disappointed. I know that if the original cast members were around and they saw this movie, they would be proud, because this movie did the original justice, not just to Magnificent Seven, but also to Seven Samurai. It's a great cast, great story. It had everything action-packed. It was funny. The cinematography was good. Antoine Fuqua never disappoints. I always love this man's movies, and you might remember him from stuff like freaking Replacement Killers was his first movie. That was freaking great. Chow Yun-Fat, one of the legends. And then you have this movie's a big Training Day reunion, because thus Denzel Washington, Antoine Fuqua, and Ethan Hawke. And The Equalizer, if you've seen that. I haven't seen it yet, and I already know they're making a sequel, so I need to watch The Equalizer. I love Denzel Washington movies, and this is one of... Denzel's been on a roll. The older you get as an actor, the more action you get. You become an action star. It's true. Kevin Costner, he came out of nowhere, came back from Man of Steel, and now he's making all these action movies, and I have not seen them, so I'm very disappointed in myself. Anyways, this movie was great. I was very happy. It was action-packed. It had everything a Western should have and everything a movie should be. I highly recommend people go see that. So, definitely check out Magnificent Seven. Now, back to more geeky news. Today, in the topic of movies, I did get my freaking marathon on Netflix. I watched Lethal Weapon 1 through 4 straight. Lethal Weapon 1 through 4 straight. I hardly remember much from 1 through 3. I remember bits and pieces here. I was a real little kid when I watched the movie. 4 I remember a lot because I was older and I watched it many, many times. I mean, that 4 was really iconic to me because it was the introduction to Jet Li, and it was the finale. Um, I still feel the 4 is one of the best just because of that fact that it's Jet Li's introduction. It was the story and martial arts and the closure to everything. It was really good. And that last scene, when if you follow my Instagram, which by the way is Nastradamus, Naztradamix. If you follow my Instagram, you will see that I posted a video of the finale, like the beginning of it, when they decide to go after Jet Li. When they really don't have to, but they decide they have to do it. And it was just a great freaking showdown. Cinematically, it was paced well, shot well, the scenery was cool, and it was just, I don't know how to explain it. Like, for a film buff like myself, a film geek, a cinephile like myself, it was awesome. And I love cool shit, but cool shit that's kind of artistic as well and just fits the mold. Like, that scene was not just Western, but it was also Asian style, like mixed together. And Richard Donner is one of our greats. You know, he directed all the Lethal Weapons, and this man even went to do what? This man even did the Superman movies, you know, Superman 1 and 2. Love Superman 1 and 2. They're great. Richard Donner is one of the greats of directors. So, I binged on that. Before that, sometime last weekend, I binged on Bill and Ted. I did Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, and then I read the Bill and Ted comics that I collected, Bill and Ted's Most Triumphant Return. And that's like the third part, really, because it takes place right after Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. I recommend reading it, but I also recommend that you watch the movies before you do. Bill and Ted Excellent Adventure and Bogus Journey is an all-time great classic. Always love Bill and Ted. It just is one of those movies that is, the premise is stupid. Like, if I went into a board meeting, if I went into a board meeting and just like, hey, here's a story. 2 young kids, kind of airheads, they need to pass history class. So this guy from the future shows up with a phone booth that time travels. They go through time with this phone booth, getting people, boom, bam, boom. At the end, they get the history. They get an A on the history because they actually have people from there that actually went through that time. What do you think? That idea is stupid. See, it's stupid idea, but if you think about it, anything's stupid. Hey, I got an idea. It's a guy who lost his parents, dresses up as a bat, kills people. We'll call him Batman. Sounds stupid. But it's not. And Bill and Ted is awesome. And then, how do you beat that? You make them go through time. How do you beat that? Oh, I got an idea. Let's kill Bill and Ted. Make them go through heaven and hell. Heaven and hell. First, hell and heaven. And then come back and take out those people while still come back to take out the evil robot them from the future by using good robot them, which is really us's, beat up the evil robot us's by using good robot us's made from smart Martians that were dead. They were dead Martians, if you think about it. That's messed up. But just the concept is so stupid, and it worked so well. And that's the magic of Bill and Ted. It's just these characters, these things, is just so, it's freaking great. And you know what? For a bunch of airheads, I realized that their vocabulary is way higher than mine, and they say words that I wish I use on a daily basis. So big ups to Bill and Ted. You guys are real G's. Be excellent and party on, dudes. So those are what I binged on so far. I am going to focus on binging on something else. I think I saw Beverly Hills Cops on there, so I want to go through that. But if you're listening to this on the YouTube, please tell me in the comments below what kind of movie series would you like to binge out that you haven't seen in a long time, or that you just love all the time. What movies can you watch back to back? A couple weeks ago I did watch all Back to the Futures 1, 2, and 3, and Jurassic Park 1, 2, and 3. It's always great to watch these movies back to back, and then if it just feels like you're watching a series, especially when they connect closely like that, especially like Back to the Future 1, 2, and 3, which are just entirely together one whole movie if you think about it. So they just take place one after another. Hence why they call it Part 1, Part 2, and Part 3, because it's just one big movie broken into parts. Think about it like Kill Bill Volume 1 and Volume 2. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, it's been a long day. So, it's technically like 3:32 a.m. right now. I had a long day. Today I did finally get to chill with my brother from another mother, Randy Hayes, and we did some stuff. If you know me, then you know of My Way Ends, a great little group that I have going on since 2006. 10 years, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, 10 years. And we worked on a great commercial, a brilliant idea from our great Rachel Dunn, who does all our t-shirts, all our graphics for t-shirts. So thank you, Rachel Dunn, for that. And then thanks to Jason Moore for adding the voiceover work for that. And of course, thanks to Randy for putting the little finishing touches that make it just great. So even for this commercial is just to promote our t-shirts, which we love. We really do love. Like, I love t-shirts. So doing this is awesome. If I could have a business just producing t-shirts, I would do it. Like, I love t-shirts. So, but as a video by itself, it's freaking hilarious. Like, it's so funny. So we did that. We streamed a game called Last Fight that is very interesting because I saw it and I was like, this looks kind of familiar and whatnot. And I read the description and it said based on the comics Last Man. And I was like, what? Last Man? LP got this comic series called Last Man, which is actually a French comic book. So it gets, imported over here and translated over here, but I don't think it does quickly, because right now there's only, from my knowledge, 3 volumes, and I have only read 2. Now, excuse me once again. It's very disrespectful. I'm sorry. Like I said, it's late. From those 3 volumes, I only read 2 of them. From those 2 volumes, I read nothing from what I played in the video game were in those volumes. Alright, what I read was this guy came out of nowhere, entered this tournament, and before we get there, it was this little kid. This little kid wants to enter a tournament, but he has no partner. You gotta have a partner to enter the tournament. It's 2-2. So, he has no partner. This one dude, just some stranger, some traveler, whatever, looks very modern, because everybody else doesn't dress modern. They dress like, man, I can't explain what kind of era, but it's not modern. Okay, this is a Coliseum. This guy comes, he sees that little kid needs to get in. This guy, you could tell he's already like a hustler kind of shit, so he's like, alright, I'll join you. And the mother's like, who the fuck are you? And he's like, don't worry, man, I'm gonna help this kid out. So they go into the tournament. Now in the tournament, it's very, like, there's certain rules, and they all do their kind of martial arts, but they also have, like, powers to those martial arts. So it's in a world where, powers go hand in hand with martial arts. So if they're about to conjure something, a move, you have to let them do it. So somebody is about to do a freaking attack, and they're, building it up, conjuring, and then that dude just straight up whack them. And they're like, no, there's a point taken out, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, what? What's going on? And they tell him, like, no, you gotta let them do what they gotta do. So It's, it was like that. Now, a lot I don't remember. What I do remember is, spoiler, they end up winning the tournament, and whatever they got was worth something. And then, dude, man, once again, if I make you yawn, I apologize. So the dude gets really close to the kid's mother, and they bang, and then when they wake up in the morning, dude's gone, and he takes the prize. So then the mother takes her son, and they get on the motorcycle, and they go after him, try to find him so they could get him and get the prize back. That's where I left off. But none of that had anybody else in this game last fight. And sure enough, nothing about freaking transforming into creatures and whatnot. But regardless, last fight is really cool. It's very much reminiscent of Power Stone. I never played any other game that's kind of like Power Stone, so this one is extremely reminiscent of Power Stone. And if you don't remember Power Stone, what is wrong with you? Go search somewhere, go on YouTube, look up Power Stone 2. This is a dream class gem game. 4 players, one little arena space, running around picking up items, throwing items, and all trying to collect these gems so you could be super and make a super move and whatnot. Really cool, really fun, classic, and this game is reminiscent of that. My only problem with the game is that there is not enough characters. There's only a limited number of characters. I want more. I hope there'll be more, because this is the era of DLCs, so why the bloody hell not? And if you want to check that out, that is not on this YouTube channel. It is on My Way Entertainment YouTube channel. Okay, so you could go right over there and check it out. Due to Randy Hayes, it is called Got the Banana Out. Don't ask me why. He just says random things like, just call it Got the Banana Out. And I'm like, alright, I'll do that. Why not? That'll grab some attention. It makes no sense at all. And that's what we're about, making no sense at all. And other than that, I showed him the documentary so far, and he loved it. So I got the A-OK from that. Moving on, geeky stuff. There's a Geek Much video coming, so it's either going to show up today, on the 25th, while you're listening to this, or sometime in the week. I'll try to get it out as soon as possible. So get ready for that. That one is going to have my boy featured in it, Randy Hayes. So if you never watched the Geek Much, this is the time now. Yeah. I think that's it. I don't think I got much else to talk about. I mean, I've been collecting comics. Comics are way too much. I've got everything from the new DC, well, not every single one, but the new DC Rebirth comics. I just got Batman, Superman, love them, Arrow, Flash. I was getting Green Lantern, and I just stopped on it, and Justice League I stopped because it's just, there's too many and I can't keep up with that stuff. But one of my favorite comics that I always do keep up with is the Power Ranger comic, and that is great. I always try to highly recommend people to read the Power Ranger comics right now from Boom Studios, because it is Power Rangers as we always wanted it to be. Very mature or more serious. It's still no, I don't think it still has like the kiddish. Yeah, I don't think it still has like the kiddish stuff. No, it's more serious. Like it's straight up starts off from the bat of Tommy. Tommy's in the game already. He's like become a member of the Power Rangers. He's been with them for a little bit, but he's being haunted by Rita in his head, and it's affecting the teamwork and whatnot. Then you got people in the team like Zach who don't trust Tommy because he might still be attached to Rita and blah blah. And then it just gets more serious, more deeper. I mean, where I'm at right now, and this is a spoiler, but where I'm at right now, it always happens in Power Rangers. They blew up the command center. Alpha's fucked up, Zordon's fucked up, and the Power Rangers are fighting this one big freaking powerful monster that is just like, he has the power to like take out, to kind of blow away their suit. It's weird. It's not weird. It's hard to explain. Like he'll scream or blow something at them, and their their suit is slowly like dematerializing and shit like that. So it's like he's messing with the morphing grid, that they're like losing the power and changing out of that. I mean, I knew that this comic was not your typical Power Ranger stuff, and it was more of what us people who grew up with the original, wanted in the Power Ranger series right now, where it's a little bit more mature, where Tommy's in his room and he's all thinking like, what the hell's going on, this and that, it's Rita's in my head, I gotta do something about this, I gotta whatever. And then Scorpina shows up out of nowhere in his room, and he's like, what the fuck? And then she's all like, give me the power coin or the green whatever. And he's like, no, I'm not gonna give you anything. And you hear outside Tommy's door his mother, sorry, please put in the comments how many times I yawned throughout this. Puts outside Tommy's door is the mother, and she's all like, Tommy, come out, it's time for dinner, breakfast, whatever. I don't remember. And Scorpina's like, oh, if you don't give me what I want, then I might as well go, meet your mother and, say hi or something. So basically threatening Tommy with his mother. Something you never saw on the freaking Power Rangers show, because you never saw their parents. And if you did, it was like minor and not even a big deal. And the fact that they just showed up in their room, like, when they did that in the show, it was to get, like, a fucking doll, and she's like, aha, and fucking Pink Ranger's there sleeping, or the Yellow Ranger is just there sleeping. They grab that stupid little troll, it's like, we're gonna make a monster out of your toy. It was like, come on, man, they're there sleeping. You could have fucking beat their ass and killed them right there on the spot. Not that I want the bad guys to win, but, let's get a little bit more realistic here. They go skateboarding. Oh, you guys like skateboarding? Turn that skateboard into a monster. It's like, it's stupid. But I love my Power Rangers. I ain't gonna. And going to the sense of Power Rangers, check out the comics. In the world of Power Rangers, the movie has been, fuck, man, the movie has been getting some hype recently with their teaser posters. It's been announced they're going to have a panel in New York Comic Con, and with that panel, there's hope that, or there's been hints that there'll be finally a teaser trailer, which is all I asked for. I just need to see something. So there was that announced. Along with that was teaser posters. Each Power Ranger in their uniform without their helmets, chilling on their Zord. It's just a sneak peek of their Zords. It wasn't the whole, the whole thing wasn't shown, but only a little bit wherever they were chilling on, and it looked awesome. So that happened, and then like a day or so later, it was announced Bill Hader from Saturday Night Live alumni, Stefan himself, Mr. Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, the voice in freaking Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, himself is the voice of Alpha 5. I lost my mind. Love this guy. He makes me laugh like crazy. And when it comes to voicing, he is fantastic. So I cannot wait to see him as Alpha 5. That's going to be great. I mean, we got... not Billy Cranston. That's freaking the Blue Ranger. We got... shit. What's homeboy's name from freaking Breaking Bad? Oh, we got that Cranston as Zordon. And we got Bill Hader as Alpha 5. We got Elizabeth Banks as freaking Rita Repulsa. I'm like, what? Man, the cast is freaking legit right now. And then one of my friends brought up, is there going to be Goldar? And I'm like, there better be a Goldar. I mean, there can't be a Rita without a Goldar. We need a Rita. We need a Goldar, So I hope there's a Goldar. So in Power Ranger news, there's that. Sorry, my mind went out, train of thought. So that was very hyped. I'm very excited. I can't wait. I'm possibly overhyping myself because it's just the hype the hype is real with me, and I'm a big Power Ranger fan. Everybody knows that. So I really don't want this one. I really don't want this one to suck. Just like I'm a big fan of the all new Ghost Rider, and I'm gonna sway into that right now. Segue into that. Agents of Shield premiered this week, fourth season, I believe, and right off the bat, it has Ghost Rider in it. Now, the thing is, this is not your, iconic Ghost Rider that everybody knows. Johnny Blaze, the man on the motorcycle with the chain and all that. No, this is the all-new Ghost Rider made by Felipe Smith. And this Ghost Rider is a Latino, Mexican-American, driving a Charger, old school Charger, wearing like a race jacket or something. And, excuse me. And I love it. This is like a good Ghost Rider, and the thing is, and this Ghost Rider is like vengeance is really its shit, and it freaking messes up the guys right off the bat in the beginning. You see blood, you hear noises, and you just see terror in their eyes. This Ghost Rider does not play. This Ghost Rider will freaking kill you. Love it very much, and I'm very happy because the moment I found out that Felipe Smith, someone that we met on our first convention here at the Reactor, small little anime convention, Felipe Smith was a great guy, very nice to us. We chilled with him the entire weekend, and he became like a friend of ours. Now, over the years, we didn't keep in touch much, but I found him again, and I try to keep in touch as much as I can. Now it's kind of harder to keep in touch with him because he is such a busy man. I mean, over the years, he finished his manga comics, he lived in Japan, and now he works for Marvel. He is the man behind the all-new Ghost Rider, and now that his Ghost Rider is taken and put on the small screen, and hopefully one day shows up on the big screen, his Ghost Rider has been brought to life, and it's like my Ghost Rider has been brought to life. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel so proud for him that it feels like it's a part of you too. And I didn't grow up with this guy. I don't see him on a daily basis. I don't hear from him on a daily basis, but that one weekend, I felt we all became very close, because I still talk to the man who made that all possible. Randall told them that we were local, made it possible for us to be guests, made it possible for us to, be there for that weekend and the following year, and made it possible for us to meet Felipe Smith. And, I have to thank that man. So, Randall, you're out there. Big props to you, man. Every year I see you at ASIN, and I think I saved your number this time, so I'll try to answer the phone. If I don't, please do not kill me next time. So, when I saw Ghost Rider appear, I had a big smile on my face. I was happy for Felipe, and I was just proud that Ghost Rider was on screen once again and done very right. No offense to Nicolas Cage Ghost Rider. I enjoyed that movie. I enjoyed the second one even more because it was just so crazy, but it just wasn't like perfect. It was good, but it wasn't perfect. This is not like a remake of that, and it just got worse, like Fantastic Four. I have to say, the remake of I love the originals. Fantastic Four Rise of the Silver Surfer, those are fucking awesome. Those are Fantastic Four movies. I don't care what people say. The new one, I'm not gonna bash it completely because they were great. It wasn't great. It was really good and really great until the third act, and then it just went to shit. I own the movie solely on the fact that the beginning, the first and second act, and for the fact that I like to collect comic book movies. I like to collect movies that are based on video games and comic, whether they're good or bad. It's just a collection kind of thing. It's an obsession kind of thing. I want to get the Street Fighter Chun-Li movie. Not a big fan of it. Thought they were on the they were on the right path because they had the story down pat. How Bison is evil, and of course, but how Bison he separated himself into two. One into his daughter, the good, and the bad he kept for himself. So all that was there, but it's just the fact that they didn't look, they didn't dress like them. Stuff wasn't right, and then the acting was so bad. But that's why I want this one, because of the acting from that one dude from American Pie who plays Charlie. So hilarious. I saw a video on YouTube that just like pointed out his bad acting, and it makes that movie a masterpiece. That's why I need to have that movie. And speaking of really bad acting and over the top, Sharknado. I barely recently, over the month, saw these movies, and they have been great. I haven't seen Sharknado 4. I think I just caught the ending of 4. But I recently saw 3. And 3 was really good. 1 was cool. It didn't make me go, wow, like right now, It's just wow. 2 made me go, whoa. Shit was so crazy. 3 really made me go, whoa. It even got crazier. And they're just fun movies. And there are people who are in and know it. It's just fun, over the top, not to be taken seriously, just for the kicks of it, just to bullshit movies. And I can respect that. I like that. Because that's what I like to do too. If I could, I'll make just for kick, bullshit, fun movies as well. I would. Kind of like Bill and Ted. I think that's just for kick bullshit kind of movie, but that one actually takes itself kind of seriously. Besides the point. Point is, that shit was fun, and I don't know if I'll ever buy them. Nah, I wouldn't do that. But I just lost my train of thought. Going back to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Ghost Rider scene when he showed up and he transformed into the Ghost Rider left the big smile on my face, some tears of joy. So happy to see it. So happy to see that version, because it's very important, especially to me, a Latino, that we have a Latino hero. Ghost Rider was cool already. There's nothing against Johnny Blaze. I was very happy about that. But just the fact that Felipe went and took this and made it something for us, the Latino community. And I know people were like, why don't you just go ahead and just make your own hero? Like, we could go ahead and make our own hero, but would it ever be like huge? Like, I could go ahead and make Boricua Man or something, but it won't catch on, and nobody would care about it. Even Puerto Ricans would probably be like, the fuck is this? But if we take ourselves and put it into something that's already known, already iconic, and done right, then it could work. Now, I don't know about having a Captain America that's a Latino, but hey, it could happen, because we have a Captain America that is African American, and it's the Falcon, So, and Marvel is switching it up a lot like that. Now we have a African American female being Iron Man. She's called Iron Heart. We have an Asian Hulk. In DC we have a Chinese freaking Superman. I haven't read that yet. I was kind of tempted, but not yet. And it's just, the Green Lanterns are both Latinos. I mean, it's a woman and man Latino. It's just, we're breaking molds. We're making changes, and it's changes that we need, ladies and gentlemen, because this world is freaking crazy on race right now. But that is some serious topics that I'm not going to talk about here on Geek much, because this is purely for geeking out. And if I want to get really serious, then I'll go back to freaking Overtime with Nas. But right now, in the world that is so grim and dealing with so much bullshit that we should be paying attention and doing something about, I just want to be that one little piece of mind in your day and your life that lets you chill out and laugh and smile and enjoy life. And that's what my videos are supposed to be about, and that's what my way videos are supposed to be about. No matter what kind of product we make, if we're dubbing over something or we're just making a game, a game edition, or if we're just making a sketch, or if we're just bullshitting with you. I try to make a difference. I try to do the whole charity thing so I could help the cystic fibrosis foundation. It didn't go well. It didn't go anywhere near our first goal, but that's okay. I get it. It's not everybody's not into that, and I guess my core of people cannot dedicate to it. I don't know. Maybe I didn't push it hard enough. Maybe I didn't campaign for it hard enough. I don't know. It's just, it is what it is. I want to attract people in a sense that we are one and they'll help us help others. They'll help us grow and achieve everything. And in return, we give them more. And also to help us help others. That's what I wanted to do. And as a geek, I love to geek out. And I want people to geek out with me. And that's what Geek Much is about. I want to hear what you're geeky about. When you're on Twitter. My Twitter is Nostradamus. Tweet to me what you're geeking about. On YouTube right now on the bottom, geek to me what you're geeking about. What you want to hear me geek about. What do you think I should check out? And blah, 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 blah. And comic-wise, I'm barely going back into my issues that I bought last year and read the Secret Wars, which were freaking fantastic. And right now I'm up to the Deadpool Secret Wars. I need to read through that. I really want to get to the Ghost Rider Secret Wars because it's just a whole bunch of Ghost Riders called Ghost Racers. It's exciting. Like, I have all this material here. At first, it's like, man, I'm stocking up on this stuff, but I have all this material that I could just go back and just spend some time and read through them. I have a lot of time to do this right now, so that's what I want to do. I want to geek. So I gotta think I got anything else. I'm just gonna cut this off really quick. I'm still working on getting a full episode on Ghost Rider, and hoping and campaigning to get Mr. Smith on my show so we could just geek out and talk about it and catch up, and you guys can hear some stories. I don't know what kind of stories we'll talk about. There's a lot of stuff that happened at convention that we shouldn't talk about, but I don't care anymore, so I could talk about it if I want to. If he wants to talk about it, I'll talk about it. But other than that, thank you very much for listening in. This is Nostradamus, and this is NASA Stampede channel. And I don't know, man, be excellent and party on, dude. So catch on the flip side. Check out the next Geek Much episode, and please be sure to check out My Way Entertainment YouTube channel so you can be all up in our business. Thank you, and good night.